Good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode, well, you can say it, episode number 4 of that WNBA show where they continue to fumble the bag at a record pace. But we'll talk about that in a moment. We are going to go to our standings first of all. Let me take this down. And it is Connecticut leading the league with an 8-0 record. The Liberty is next at 7-2, and then you got Minnesota at 6-2. The defending champion Las Vegas Aces at 4-2. Seattle's 5-3. Atlanta 4-3. Phoenix 4-5. The Chicago Sky are 3-4. Dallas Wings are 3-4. The Los Angeles. Why did I say Las Vegas? Los Angeles Sparks are 2-6. Indiana's 2-9. And Washington is 0 for the season at 0-8. Those are your standings. They have the day off today, but tomorrow they're back at it. In fact, let's go through some scores from Sunday. Connecticut beats Atlanta 69-50. It was the Phoenix Mercury over the Los Angeles Sparks 87-68. The New York Liberty blow out Caitlin Clark and the Fever 104-68. And this is on the heels of Caitlin Clark getting her first win at home in Indianapolis the day before against Chicago. And we're going to talk about that. And it was the Dallas Wings losing to the Minnesota Lynx in the Target Center. That final was 87-76. Tuesday's games go like this. The Mystics will take on the Sun, 0-8 versus 8-0. You have the New York Liberty taking on the Chicago Sky. May have to do that one. And then the late game, the Phoenix Mercury and the Seattle Storm. All right, we got all that out of the way. I said last episode that the WNBA should be shaking in its boots after Caitlin Clark got her first win. Then she got her second win playing a not-so-good game and also getting fouled left and right. When I tell you that the jealousy is real, the jealousy is quite real. It is quite real. They do not want to see her succeed, and I'm making this point to illustrate how it has been so far for Caitlin Clark. Does she have to clean up her turnovers? Oh, hell yeah. You can't have nights where you turn the ball over 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And she knows that. Better shot selection? Absolutely. She may need to be more of a facilitator than a scorer, because at Iowa, she was allowed to be a hybrid because the offense ran through her. Now, she may have to give that up and run the offense through Aaliyah Boston as well as Caitlin Clark. But that's not to say she's not going to give up leading this team. No, not saying that in the least. But you got stupid people here that want to see Caitlin Clark fail. RC is with us. Caitlin Clark has been reduced to a regular Rachel by the coach, and her peers want to beat her frame and soul into the ground. That is so true. I never see this level of hate, but I'm not leaving her, though. Neither am I. I'm not going to stop cheering for her. The level of hate is real. All right? Let me say that again. The level of hate for Caitlin Clark is very, very real. Adrix, the first one in, he says it's on. Thanks for coming in. And then RC, I beg your pardon, with his greetings. The hatred for Caitlin Clark is quite real. You can see it. You can see that she is a target. She's a big old, she is a huge target. Look at the game on Saturday against Chicago and the way she was fouled. Am I going to call part of that a flop? No, I'm not. Because you can see the evil intention, and I forgot the young lady's name from Chicago, from the Chicago Sky. If someone can help me in the chat, that would be appreciated. You can see the evil intent in her eyes to go after Caitlin Clark. She's being bullied, she's being battered, she's being bruised, but you know the best part about all of it? She's still playing. She's still cooking. And by the way, she was just voted WNBA Rookie of the Month. Nah. I'll say it again. She was just voted WNBA Rookie of the Month. Nah. Now Angel Reese is saying more people are watching women's basketball, not just because of one person. That statement right there, and I just got this in a couple of my alerts. I just got this. And all I can say is, really? Were you Angel? Let me ask you a question. Were you the number one pick in the 2024 WNBA draft? No, you weren't. Was Camila Cardoso, your teammate, the number one pick in the WNBA draft? The answer to that is no. Who was the number one pick in the WNBA draft? It was the pick everyone was waiting for, Caitlin Clark. And you want to open your mouth since you have a mid-game. And I said it. She has a mid-game. She's got to work on her game. Caitlin has to work on hers too. I never denied that. And like I said, I just got that alert too. I just got it. I mean, stop. What does it say about Kennedy Carter with the intentional foul that she committed against Caitlin Clark? You know what many people have said? Welcome to the WNBA with that foul. Stop it. Just stop it, will you please? Why don't... This is more like what I've seen so far. This is more like an initiation rather than a welcome. But there's one thing about Caitlin Clark that you cannot deny. She is quite fearless. Does she get frustrated? Of course she does. Any rookie will get frustrated. Come on now. Just come on. RC once again. Let me get this up. People are laughing at Caitlin Clark for leaving yesterday's game for something being awry or off with her ear or something. Anybody ever have an ear infection? It's irritating. Yeah, it is irritating. I had one 3 years ago. And it's irritating as all hell. It is quite irritating. Support the stream if you can with a cash app to $Tallman Dr. K50 or a donation via PayPal, paypal.me/snowman2172. Hit the like button on your way in. Tell your friends, tell everybody that old Snowman's talking WNBA, and that WNBA show is now live and smoking. But we're talking about Caitlin Clark here and everything that she has been exposed to so far. They've played 10 games. They're a quarter of the way through the season. They got to play 40 games. I think some of the players, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm willing to listen to other WNBA fans. As I said earlier tonight, the jealousy is real. Very, very real. It is quite real. You can see it in the players' eyes. And it was true when Michael Jordan came to the league in 1984. He was very celebrated. He took it. He got better. Caitlin Clark is going to get better. She dropped her first 30-point game. Granted, it was in a loss, but she got her first 30-point game. There goes my cat machine again. But what do you guys think? I want to hear. I want to see some responses in the chat here. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is an? Do you think, from what you all have seen or watched, that there's a lot of jealousy in the WNBA right now? I believe there is. Hold on, folks. There you go. I believe there is a lot of jealousy in the WNBA right now. And it's all because of the attention that Caitlin Clark is getting. It's all because of that. Her deals off the floor, her sponsorships off the floor, everybody wanting an autograph from her. And it's made the gynocracy quite jealous. I said it. Let me say it again. It's made the gynocracy quite jealous. And it's going to make him even more jealous and more pissed off that they can't keep her down. It's going to make them even more jealous and more pissed off that they can't keep her down. When they when Caitlin Clark and the Fever really figure this out, because believe me, they're like right there. They're on the cusp of it. They are. They're on the cusp of it. You can't deny it. They're on the cusp of figuring it out, and they're on the cusp of they're in the process, I should say, of changing the offense to fit Caitlin Clark's skills. They are changing the offense, man. I don't have a dog in the WNBA, but isn't jealousy human nature? It is, but not the way they're showing it. And I say this, just look at the looks on some of their faces. Take Saturday's game between Kennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark. Just imagine if these other particular players took their own games as serious as they take Caitlin Clark. Right. Because BGS said it best. When Caitlin Clark arrived, it forced everyone in the WNBA to do one thing: step up their game. It forced the WNBA players and, to some point, management to step their game up, to get rid of the status quo. Because Caitlin just wants to play basketball, period. Caitlin just wants to play basketball. And something else BGS said, take a look at Caitlin Clark's pregame routine and then take a look at other pregame routines. That should tell you something right there. I will say once again, Diana Taurasi was right in saying that Caitlin is going to have a tough time. I read the whole quote, and she's right. She is having a tough time. But the best part about being one of the greats is that you figure it out over time. You figure it out over time. And that's exactly what's happening right now. She's figuring it out. I got folks that are calling for the coach's head. You're talking about a coach who won 13 games last year. 13. I wouldn't be so quick to call for the coach's head. Although, given the fact that they only won 13 games last year and the anticipation was sky high this year, I have the feeling that the coach is going to be the fall guy in the offseason if they don't make the playoffs. I just have that feeling. Which brings to mind another question. Who would take her place? Who would take her place? So many questions surrounding what's going on with Caitlin Clark and that vicious uh flagrant foul that she took. Meanwhile in Connecticut, you have a team that started 8-0 and is the only uh undefeated team in the league right now. Not Las Vegas, not New York, it's Connecticut. And I said last year that the Connecticut Sun were one of the wild cards, that they can do some damage. And right now, they're doing a lot of damage. They're 8-0. And they got the 0-8 Washington Mystics coming in tomorrow. Here's a question that needs to be prompted. Can anybody beat the Connecticut Sun? Can anybody roll through the seat? Can the Connecticut Sun roll through the season undefeated and win all 40? I don't expect them to, but I wouldn't put anything past them. Welcome to Kai of Hawaii. There are only two emotions, love and fear. These women are in deep fear. Hate, jealousy, envy, anger, etc. are all attributes of fear. CC22 has no fear. False evidence appearing real. Yep, she's got no fear. Thank you, Kai. Thank you for the comment. Spike the like on your way in. Share this link on your way in. Spike the like on your way in. Share this while you're in, and if you can, and if you can be so kind, please help the Snow family with a Cash App or a PayPal donation, as this disabled broadcaster is trying to get back on his feet. We're talking WNBA, and we're currently talking Connecticut Sun, who have a roster built to kill. They have a roster built to run through everybody. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're running through everybody. DeWanna Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, Brianna Jones, Dejanai Carrington, Taisha Harris. This is a dangerous team. DeWanna Bonner is the player to watch for Connecticut. She led them with 18 points yesterday. Then you have the flip side of that in the Washington Mystics. And the Mystics have lost their last 4 against Connecticut. 5. They've lost 5 in a row to the Connecticut Sun. It's probably going to be 6 tomorrow. No one will talk about the WNBA the way I will, which is honest, which is upfront, which is in your face, which is in your face. While we continue to develop that WNBA show, which is the title of this, you'll hear more opinions like this. I will have the scores and the stories standing by, but we're going to build this thing. But I wanted to touch on what happened Saturday, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow with Allison Moran, the token female on the morning show. Let me ask y'all a question. What impact do you think that foul and that dust up between Shanity Carter and Caitlin Clark will have on the WNBA? You think a dark cloud will develop because of it? Everybody's saying, let it go, let it go, let it go. No, you can't. You can't. Because to me, that was flat out vicious. But what do you guys think? Was she being vicious or was she just being herself? I'll say it again, man. The gynocracy is quite real. Very real. And scary. Very, very scary. Well, I'm going to get on out of here for now. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks to the fellows who dropped a comment. I appreciate that. I truly appreciate you guys. I do. Based on their Common Sense TV, based on their history, likely both. Hey, Common Sense, you just dropped in here. What's up, man? Where are you listening from? I want to give you a proper shout out. Shout out, beg your pardon. But again, I say this is the bag. This is them fumbling the bag. And they're fumbling it. Big time. Big time, man. You wonder why. You wonder why. Some people are so jealous of Caitlin Clark. You wonder why. BGS is in the building. Hey, BGS, if you can come on up, I would appreciate it. You just hit that like button. And Common Sense is coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. How bad do you all... let me talk to the fans here. How bad do you all think the... You know what? I'm going to do this. Let's make it a full-on discussion, shall we? Here's your sign right here. Why don't you guys come on in, audio only, and let's talk. Let's talk about this. Because you guys have made some great points. Kai Hawaii said that Caitlin Clark has no fear. And she absolutely has no fear. Money Motion sent a Cash App, but it didn't go through. I don't know why it didn't. It seems to do this from time to time. But let me say it again. If you guys can donate via Cash App, that would be absolutely fabulous. That would be fabulous. Anybody that wants to come up and chat about what's going on in the WNBA, come on up. I'd love to have you. This is for any and everybody that wants to come aboard. Let's make it a full-on conversation. See, I do what other podcasts won't do. And that's to come on and that's to make it a full-on conversation with the fans. So I'll be here for a bit. I'm gonna wait for some more people to come on in. As I'm looking at my news and my notes and my alerts on my phone here. Can the jealousy be that bad? Let me pose that question. Can the jealousy be that bad that they want to harm Caitlin Clark? Our Jizzle in the house. I'm an indie. And me and my 82-year-old mother likes Caitlin Clark. Well, I thank you both. Let me say it again, folks. This is a disabled broadcaster doing what he loves, but needs some help from the fans to really get back on my feet so I can help my family. So if y'all can help via a Cash App donation, that would be great. RC, what's going on?
What's going on, Snow? What's going on, man? What's up, boss?
Why are they trying to hurt Caitlin Clark?
These people, man, I tell you, they're something else. I'm gonna tell you that they are something else. for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
I
Yeah,
can't
man.
quite figure out what it is, but if they could go about their own career like this, wouldn't that be something amazing?
What did I say at the top of the program? The gynocracy is very real.
Uh,
The gynocracy, you know it, I know it. You've seen it. You've seen
yeah,
it as much as I. It's very real. You know what Caitlin Clark did? She interrupted and blew up the status quo. She blew it up for being a
there's some,
pure, for being a pure human being and a pure basketball player.
and there's this thing floating around where people think that Caitlyn is a punk. I totally disagree. I I don't
She
see
ain't
that
no
at
punk.
all. I
She's not.
do not
She's
see that
not
at
a.
all.
She is not a punk
Because
at all. Money
she,
Motion is with us, audio only. What up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Snow? So you doing the work, baby?
Hey, this is what I love to do, and in a way, I'll tell a personal story here. This is what I'm forced to do since I'm disabled, and the state of Indiana won't give me any disability. So I'm like, okay, screw it. I'll do it my way.
Yeah, and actually, while we're at it, it says that you do need to accept the payments when it went through
Let me
Cash App.
try.
So
All right, let me try. Let me try again because then it said that I already accepted it. That's correct. Yeah, it says payment was already claimed. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. Well, we'll
Well,
try it
we'll get
again.
it. We'll get it. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah, but
Why do you
either
think?
way,
Let me tell you. Go ahead, man.
sorry. Yeah. Either way, when it comes to this, has got to be the gynocracy just kicking back in because there is no way that NBA advisors are telling them to ref her hard. There's
Hmm.
no possible way that's happening.
I don't think it's a possible way that's happening either. I don't think it's happening that way either.
initially I thought they were trying to make her perhaps earn her stripes, but this seems a little
Yeah,
something a little bit more malicious.
I thought that too. I thought that too. All rookies go through it. You got to earn your time and you got to earn your keep. I understand that. But after what I saw Saturday, I have a problem with that.
It resembles gladiator school.
Yeah, it
No,
does.
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And you know the scary part? No ejection.
Got a great point.
Tell me that. Tell me that part of the puzzle.
I mean, it took them like 2 days to upgrade it to like a flagrant, right?
To a flagrant one because
Yeah,
they
flagrant
called
one.
they called nothing on the floor. They called nothing. Nothing.
I,
I think they called. I don't think they called anything.
but I say, karma came for Carter instantly because they lost that game by 1 point, and I wonder
Hmm.
why. I wonder why they lost by 1 point.
Let me go to Money
Don't think,
Motion here. Your thoughts on the jealousy within the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark showing up?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's one of those things where BGS and you have said multiple times over the last few weeks is that now we actually got to play. There ain't
Yep.
no, there's no free checks. There's no bench riding at this point because you got the eyeballs that you said that you wanted all this time, and now people are seeing you completely smoke layups and 5 foot jumpers, and
Hmm.
it just making very, very bad decisions in transition. So, I mean, the game has gotten better over the
Yep.
last 10 years, but
Hmm.
they're still making these, AAU bad decisions.
And it's in front of the eyes that they want it to be in front of. It's in front of the audience they want it to be in front of. And they begged for this big audience, begged for it for 10 years. 10 years they begged for this audience. And now look at what's happened. I'll say it again. BGS and I agree, and a lot of people agree with us. You know what Caitlin Clark did? It forced them to, dare I say it, play basketball.
Yeah. And I mean, we got to admit, though, at least because this is her quote, welcome to the WNBA moment, right? The
Yep.
forearm shiv.
Yeah.
Well, even in the NBA, in proper leagues, your welcome to the league moment is either you got outplayed or you got your ass busted by somebody else. It's not a dirty play. It's not a after the ball, on a dead ball. It's
Right.
during the flow of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this one was just out of spite rather than actually trying
Thank
to
you.
put
Thank
in gladiator school.
You use the proper word. Can you use that proper word again for those of us in the cheap seats at Old Chicago Stadium?
Oh,
Out of spite.
Out of spite. There you go.
Out of spite. That's what that foul was. It was out of spite. And like RC said a moment ago, it took him 2 full days to upgrade that to a flagrant foul. Meanwhile, the Fever played another game in New York. They got smoked there because they're playing a damn good New York Liberty team. Now they have they have a day off to rest before they play again. Actually, I take that back. I got the schedule wrong.
I think they play Friday.
They got 4 days off to rest. Thank you, RC. But
for which, if they lose to the Mystics, Snow, Chris decides it's time to leave.
Got to go.
It's time to leave.
Has got to go. Art Newstall in the building. What's going on? Thanks for coming in and joining us. It's just the jealousy and the hatred. Did y'all see the look in Carter's eyes? Because if you didn't see it in slow motion and caught that look before she bulled over Caitlin Clark, that should tell you everything you need to know right there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Kennedy act like. Go ahead. Somebody was talking.
Money Motion, your thoughts?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was because for about the first and second quarter during the game, that was her primary assignment, and she had already gotten, it's like two threes and a long two, on her head, know, and every time that happened, the crowd went wild.
Yes. And oh, by the way, because of that, speaking of crowd, the attendance figure at Gainbridge Fieldhouse Saturday afternoon, 17,374, full house. Let me say that number again. 17,374. And then I want to hit this quote that Angel Reese said just a minute ago when she said more people are watching women's basketball, and it's not just because of one person. You want to bet? You want to bet? Who, as I often say on the morning show, who told this lie?
And you know what's even crazy? She didn't have to go there. She just said there's more people, putting their eyes on the product, and we love it. We want more of it, and so on and so forth. I mean, y'all had to have some type of media training.
It seems to me Caitlin Clark is the only one that had media training. Oops, did I say that?
And then she goes, Kennedy Carter says at the post-game presser, I'm not answering no Caitlin Clark questions. But then she's all over social media talking greasy. Help it make sense.
I can't. I can't make that make sense. Saint Nick 69, and that person not named Caitlin Clark ain't her. I mean, you can tell, and I'll say it again. Look, me and BGS called it right after the Super Bowl that the bag was going to be dropped, and guess what? It dropped with a loud, sickening thud, and it continues to drop with a loud, sickening thud with everything that's going on.
We can thank Kennedy Carter though, Snow. The rivalry is real. Mark your calendars, June 16th. That's when they meet again. Oh yeah,
And that one's in Chicago.
That's
That
must
that one, that one's in Chicago. I might have to make a trip there. I might have to make a trip there to cover that game. But again, I'll say it again, the jealousy is quite real. And it's going to continue to be real. And they're going to continue. Let me get Money Motion's thoughts on this before we close up shop. I think the gynocracy wants to see her fail. Your thoughts?
I would agree on that one because it's a fact that I want everything, but I don't want you to be higher than me in the pecking order.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So it's like they want everything that comes with it, but they don't want to be knocked off the perch.
They don't want to put in the work.
Not even right. And that's not even what it is. Mm-hmm. It's an addition to the game that you already have. You've got your Rainmaker, and she looks like, and she plays like, and she smells like money.
Yeah, lots of it. She plays like, say it again. She plays like, and she smells like what class?
Money.
Money. Lots of money.
Yeah. So
they got a $1 billion ticket right there.
Yeah. And I mean, if she's a rookie right now, she's less than 10 games in.
Yep.
The team itself is going to get it. They're going to put it together by game 15.
I guarantee it.
And
it'll come down to the last game for them to decide a playoff spot. It'll come down to that game. It all boils down to female cattiness. I see no lies in that sentence. Here's another thing that Kai points out. Kai, where in Hawaii are you? Cece is smarter than her opponent. She doesn't have any training other than her life experience. She's played all over the world. She's intelligent, with a good upbringing and great family. It's not her fault. It's not. She just knows what to do and has been taught what to do. You got that kind of training versus the somewhat training that you see from others. Let me go downstairs to Money Motion for his thoughts on this. You got the training that Caitlin Clark has received, especially playing at Iowa playing for 2 national championships, or playing in 2 national championship games. But she knows how to speak. She knows how to present herself in front of an audience. It's something everybody should be taught. I was taught that from my parents. And now they're jumping all over her because, she's expressed her frustration. Don't get it twisted. She has expressed her frustration. But doggone it, let me go to RC first. Doggone it, I believe she's getting it right. And the team is slowly starting to follow her. Give me your thoughts.
Well, no, I hear you. But this team, it really concerns me. It's not a lot of redeeming qualities on this team. Now, There are a couple of players that I would say are on their way. Obviously, Temi Fagbinley, she got hurt.
Yep.
So, but then again, Aaliyah Boston, give her time, let them get acclimated. Mm-hmm. I don't know. The next 10 games will be key for me. The next 10 games, because if you could go maybe like 7-3, something like that, but I just don't know if they're gonna win that many games. So
yeah, I don't know either. I'd love for them to go on a big time winning streak, but I don't see that happening with the way this current team is constructed. What's missing? Tell me, RC, what's missing?
Chemistry. They need chemistry. They need time to practice. They're not getting a break, except for now. They're finally getting a break. They need time to build chemistry. Keep the outside noise out, because the outside noise is getting louder and louder.
Yeah, it is. With every loss, it gets louder. To Money Motion we go. With every loss, the noise outside gets louder, and it gets more invasive, does it not?
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, nobody wants to lose. And competitors, they hate losing. Mm-hmm. And especially, say like folks like Aaliyah Boston, she came from South Carolina, a power
Yeah.
school.
Yep.
And, winning national championships and everything else. So, yeah, you hate losing. And and I think the Indiana fever right now is that they got accustomed to losing like that.
Yeah.
So that's the part that has to, that's going to creep in a little bit, but that's the part that has to change because it's the mentality and the defeatism that we, just get excised.
This is another one that Kai mentioned. Trust. And I can see it on the floor. There are times and plays they don't trust each other. At the end of the game Saturday, Caitlin Clark got trapped in the corner. Thankfully, she called timeout, but none of her teammates came to get the ball when she was triple teaming in the corner. Nobody came to the ball and made themselves available. It goes back to RC's point. They need time. They need chemistry. I mean, Caitlin Clark was drafted. The next thing you know, she's being integrated with her team, and the next thing you know, they're on the floor playing a preseason game. That's not enough time.
And Snow, there's a huge chunk of fans that want the Indiana Hawkeyes, and that's just not going to happen.
No, it's not.
They want the Iowa Fever, and that's just not going to be the case.
It's not going to be the case.
You got to get acclimated to a new personnel, so we just need to stop with that. They want to see Hannah Stokey over Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, totally different game that Aaliyah Boston has than Hannah Stokey. Totally different game. And again, the jealousy is very real. It's very real. And you can see it every time. Let me go to Money Motion again. Every time they step on the floor, you can see the jealousy. Can you not?
So, it is palpable. It is one of those things because they didn't have that. There was no. It was laughable the amount of time they have a training camp. It was just more of just a meet and greet and just throw basketball out there.
Yep.
Rather than actually, getting together for the chemistry and the timing.
I mean, that takes a solid month just to get the chemistry down. That takes a solid month, especially when you integrate rookies.
Exactly. And the amount of fanfare that she's coming in, the amount of eyeballs that's coming in, I know that in the back of their head, they may not say it, they may not think it, cogently, but just saying, but in the back of their mind, they're just saying, oh, you think you're better than me, huh?
Yes. Yes. And you know who's saying that out loud. Do I need to say that magic word? Do I need to say that magic word? Say it with me, class. The gynocracy. Man, we were talking about this shit when Colorado was playing Colorado State. And you heard everybody in Missouri cheering like crazy when Dion and company were down 11 with 2 minutes left. But again, if you look at how everything is being shaped right now, and oh, by the way, Caitlin Clark was voted Rookie of the Month. Oops.
Oh. So
let me say that again.
Go ahead. Stat line over the month, Snow? What was it?
17 and a half points per game, 6 rebounds, 8 assists per game.
Yeah. And she was also the youngest to get 150 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists in WNBA history. Through the first 10 games, I think the last time somebody got to that mark, it took them triple the time?
Yeah. It took triple the time, like you said. St. Nick's again, because unlike men, women have no code. Ooh, let me underline that. How true is that? I'll continue. Even if men on the team don't like each other, they still have to work together. They keep the beefs off the field. Louder for those of us at old RFK Stadium. They keep the beefs off the field. And one more time for those of us in the cheap seats at the Superdome in New Orleans. They keep the beefs off the field. Not in this case. You see all the cattiness come out. No News Podcast in the house. I'm not on the replay for one. Salute to you. Thanks a lot, man. Hey, folks, the Cash App is in the chat. It's also on your screen. If you could help a disabled broadcaster out to help his family, it would be totally appreciated. And I'm enjoying this conversation. I am totally enjoying this conversation now. Because it's a conversation. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Snowman. So you seen the game, right?
Yep.
So it was a really good game. It really was. And Carter was playing very well, leading both teams in scoring. And then she go and do something boneheaded like that and completely take the onus off of how good of a game she was having.
And to take the onus off of Caitlin Clark. She wanted to take the onus not only off of how great of a game it was, because it was a fantastic game.
Right.
You know, Indiana led by 8. Chicago crept to within 1, but couldn't get a shot. Actually turned the ball over on a travel, which sealed the game. And they couldn't find a player to foul, and that was that. It was a fantastic game. But no one knew, and I think Money Motion said it best, until this, no one knew who the hell Kennedy Clark was. No one knew who she was. I said Carter.
Yeah, some of these comments are just completely asinine. Now they're saying Kennedy Carter is the real CC. I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to shut social media down for a second before I throw my boot through the TV. I don't want to throw my boot through the TV, Snow, or my shoes.
Look, I totally get it. I totally get it. Because what nearly made me throw my shoe through this monitor in front of me was someone saying that CC was complete trash and only there for the media marketing. Money Motion, if I'm lying, I'm dying. And I'm 51 and I'm quite well. I am 51 and I am well.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that just sounds like somebody that's never even watched the game. They don't really care about the game. They're here for the spectacle.
And there's the point right there. There's the point. Let's hammer that point. The gynocracy doesn't watch the game. They watch the spectacle. Oops.
Well, maybe this is what they needed. If they needed some type of like drama or storylines, they needed daytime TV in the W in order for them to actually try to watch or try to consume it.
And I believe it. I can see it.
I'm just wondering who's going to have the evil twin or like the the long lost daughter or something.
You just wonder who's going to be next. And Caitlin said it's to the point. She's 10 games in, but she said it's to the point where I just accept it and move on. And you can't blame her. She said, quote, I wasn't expecting it. It is what it is. It's a physical game. Go make the free throw and execute on offense. And I feel like that's kind of what we did. Close quote. Who's been taught well? Money Motion? Huh? Who's been taught well?
So
instead of saying, I ain't answering no Kennedy Carter questions, she said this instead.
I think they call her CC.
They call her CC, man. Angel Reese got fined $1,000 for failing to make herself available to the media after Saturday's game. And the WNBA fined Chicago $5,000 for failing to ensure that all players comply with the league media policies. See, that's just plain petty to me, what the Sky are doing. That's just plain petty.
Oh, that's super petty.
That's petty. You're risking $5,000, a $5,000 fine from your team because you don't want the players to talk to the media. Really? How stupid can you be?
Couldn't they just take the lesson from Marshawn Lynch? He's
I'm
like,
just
I'm
here
just
so I don't
here.
get fined. You'd think they would at least. You'd think they would at least. Let me go to RC. Do you think that those fines are enough? The 1,000 against Angel Reese and the 5,000 against the team?
Well, seeing as though the Sky don't really have a lot of resources and money, and these players are making pennies, I kind of would agree with it. I suppose so. At least
Yeah.
they find. At least they find them. You know, at least they do some kind of fine. You know, I would say that. But Teresa Witherspoon, the coach, she had to apologize for Kennedy Carter. That should never be the case.
No.
Why the
It should be
hell does the
Kennedy
coach
Carter that
need
should
to
take
come out? Right.
the initiative. It should be Kennedy Carter issuing the apology. It should be
You know,
Kennedy Carter issuing the apology, not her coach.
they said Angel Reese was on the sidelines, happy and smiling, and Aaliyah Boston like took forever to go pick up Caitlin Clark off the floor. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't show any kind of bond whatsoever. Like she didn't even jump. Nobody got in Kennedy Carter's face either.
No.
Like, okay, push Caitlin down. All right, go about your merrily way. I disagree.
I disagree with that because no one let that be a men's game and that happens. Everybody would be off the bench in a heartbeat, protecting their teammate.
Well, you know
All-Star
how I
G in the
feel.
house with us. All-Star G in the house with us. The Chicago Failures got fined. Not surprised. Nor am I.
No, don't you miss the day, Snow, when you could just look to the side of the bench and say, "Hey, Rick Mahorn, come in the game. Show them what they done wrong, and knock the living hell out the player that did what they did."
Hey, Bill Lambier, your rest time's over. I need you back in.
So yeah, we need that signature clothesline.
Exactly. Exactly. Goggles or no goggles, we need you.
Say, hey, wait. Isn't that Kurt Rambis over there?
Yep. Hey, Kurt, come here.
Now, for them fines, though, they needed to. I mean, yeah, they don't have a lot of resources, but I think it needs to be doubled.
And
you know,
again,
because that's how they feel it. You know, it's like it hits their pockets.
Yeah, true.
That's where you hit them.
True.
That's where you hit them. You hit them in the pockets.
Yeah, because
you hit them in the pocket, and you hit them where it hurts the most.
Yeah. So what I have learned about women is that where they put their money is where they really care about. It's what they really care about.
Yep. Especially within the gynocracy. Oh, did I say that aloud?
Well,
I'm not a part of the gynocracy anymore.
Carter told Clark to get in the weight room. To that you say it was no. Like she tweeted that on her IG or Twitter or whatever. Carter said she need to get in the weight room.
And Caitlin's response to that was?
As far as I know, there was no response.
Good.
Well,
it wasn't a basketball play.
There shouldn't be. She should not respond to that. They should not. She should not respond to that. Just go about her business, take care of her routine, take care of her team, and just continue to play. Don't get into petty beefs. Wish the guys would learn that, but then we got LeBron James playing in the NBA. What's that tell you? More on that later.
It's gonna take some time, Snow. It's gonna take some time. It's a process.
It is.
I don't know if you saw the comment, but look how bad Kobe was in his first year or two.
Yeah.
Give this thing some time.
Yep. And then he realized, hey, I need strength in my legs. Because the shots he took as a rookie against Utah were on target. In the playoffs, they just came up short. And that's when he realized, okay, I got to get some weight on my legs. I hope Caitlin Clark just takes that advice and keeps going. Don't respond back. Don't do anything. Just let her think. that she got the best of you, and then you come back even stronger, and then you blow them out of the water on June 16th.
And she only got two choices, Snow. She got two choices. She either gonna become a monster and have a true serious resolve, or she's gonna, cry herself back to Iowa. And I'm gonna say that she's gonna build more resolve, more character over time. I don't see her like tucking her tail and running away.
I
believe she loved the game.
She loves the game entirely too much, and it's been too good to her for her to tuck her tail and run. So I go with the first option of she's going to get better and she's going to get stronger. St. Nick's again. You think Paige Beckers isn't watching this and taking notes for next year? Oh man, she was taking notes last year. She was taking notes last year. And she's got a book full of notes from last year. She's going to have 3 books of notes from this year. While she's the best player in women's college basketball. I don't care what they say about Juju Watkins. The best player in women's basketball next year is going to be Paige Beckers. I know I'm going to get a lot of hatred for that, but I don't care. Paige Beckers is better than Juju Watkins. Juju Watkins is not even coming in her own yet. But Juju will be a sophomore. She will have some time to learn. Playing in a bigger conference, the Big Ten. I still don't know why they made that move. But as the saying goes,
keep your eyes on Tessa Johnson too, Snowman. Keep your eyes on Tessa Johnson from South Carolina.
Prove it to me. I'm old and I'm old school. Prove it to me. It's like Tom Heinz. It's like the late great Tom Heinsohn said, and you've heard me say it. Everybody's hyping up everybody else. Me, I used to live in Missouri. Show me.
Show me, State.
Prove it to me. Hit a couple of prove it to me shots, and maybe I'll look.
She got 3 more years to show us, that she can continue to get better.
And I hope she takes all 3 years to really get her game fully developed.
Yep.
To really get her game fully developed.
19 points in the championship game. That's pretty nice.
It is.
The night game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Tessa's going to be one not to mess with when all this is said and done. And I know she's not going to be one to mess with. All right, folks. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I want to thank the guys for coming up. I want to thank you guys in the chat for joining me this evening. I really appreciate it. Money Nation, thank you very much. RC, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys.
Hey, Snow, can I get one more opinion from you? Just one more thing real quick.
Talk to me.
So would you like to see this Indiana Fever team win games for morale, for chemistry reasons, or would you like to see them just, let the season play out and get another draft pick? They're
going to wind up getting a draft pick anyway. I want them to win. Caitlin Clark is there to win. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan came to the Bulls to win. Larry Bird was drafted by the Celtics to win. Magic Johnson was drafted by the Lakers to win. Aaliyah Boston was drafted by Indiana to win. I want them to win. Forget your narratives. Your narratives can kiss my ass at this point. Your narratives are no good to me. I want to win. That should be their attitude. I want to win.
Heard that.
That should be their that should be the mantra. That should be their attitude, to shut all the narratives up. I want to win. Yeah. And it's already started with them for taking accountability for each other.
There was no winning to be done with Coach Sides, Snowman, and you know this.
We shall see.
Yeah.
That's all I will say. We shall see. But in answer to your question, I want to win. Tell your narratives to beat it. I want to win.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, any competitor wants to win. I'm like, I want them to win.
And Caitlin Clark is ultra competitive.
Right.
Caitlin Clark is ultra competitive. She wants to win.
Yeah. And Snow, I think that's where it's happening right now, where her competitiveness, wanting to win, and she's new on the block, and she's bringing
Yep.
all this in. It's not just rubbing up against the players. That's some that Coach Sides isn't even able to motivate.
No.
So it's putting everybody on the coaching staff on it's like on the block, because like, wait a minute, you've been here since 21, 22. You've been here for more than 2 years. What have you been doing?
Yep.
And the front office.
And the answer is going to frighten the hell out of them.
Right, exactly. So the last 10 games,
the answer is going to frighten the hell out of them.
Yeah, the last 10 games, what you've seen is the players actually coming together and being like, oh, you know what? Oh, okay, we ain't there all the way. I don't fully trust you, but we're just getting into the flow of the game. And
I don't trust
where's the coaching staff on this?
I don't trust Coach Sides to be there after this season. In fact, she may go mid-season, because I'm seeing her coaching style, especially with the gym called Caitlin Clark, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Nope.
But again, to answer your question, RC, I want to win.
I hear you.
That's why I keep doing this. That's why I keep doing my podcast. When people tell me to get a regular job, and people tell me now that I've healed from cancer, I can get a regular job. You can't compete in this industry. Bullshit. Watch me. And I still get it. To this day, I still get that. You can't compete in this industry. Says you. A point's going to happen for the Fever like it's happened to me. Sometimes you're just going to get tired and you're just going to compete. Period. What'd you say, Money Motion? What'd you say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, ESPN and, Fox Sports and everything like that, there ain't the juggernauts that they once were, at least on the commentary side. They're out there competing with.
And you know why? You know why they've gone political?
Ooh.
Say it. Hey, tell the truth and shame the devil. Louis Conyer with a super chat. Thank you very much. He says, salute to you, Louis. I mean, like I said, tell the truth and shame the devil. They've gone political. All these major networks have gone political, and they're taking sports out of the equation when it was sports that got them in the equation in the first place. And now you look at how they are right now, and you're like, really? We got to watch that? I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. I watch the live games because I did a few games for ESPN Plus via UNC Greensboro. But as far as the shows go, especially the way they have bastardized NFL primetime, no thank you. Not interested.
Well, here's the big thing, though. It's like competition is good. It keeps everybody sharp. It puts people on their game.
It doesn't put them on their game because they think they're the kings already.
Right, but that's how they get pieces knocked off.
Yep. And that's how I'm going to knock them off. One at a time. That's how Snowman Multimedia is going to knock them off. One at a time.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan to me.
One at a time, man. That's what the wife keeps saying all the time. One at a time. She tells me to keep and let me shout out my beautiful wife, Jody. She tells me to keep pushing all the time. This is how much confidence Jody has in me. When she changes her sentence and she doesn't no longer say, I think your show is going to be a moneymaker. She then flipped it around a year later and said, I know your show is going to be a moneymaker. What?
Yep.
That's confidence. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That is confidence beyond measure. And she always pushes me to get better. Always.
Yeah. Right on.
She always pushes me to get better. She always pushes me to give my all. Through any and everything, she pushes me to give my all.
Shout out to Jody. Shout out to Mrs. Snowman.
That's my beautiful Dr. K. Sig digging in from Norway. One person we need to give credit to regarding Caitlin Clark is her father. She learned the importance of mental toughness. Let me repeat that. She learned the importance of mental toughness. Plus, she started out playing basketball with boys. That's toughness. And her mental toughness led to her saying what she said after the game. You can tell she's frustrated, but unlike these other folks in the gynocracy, Caitlin Clark continues to play. Did I say that aloud? Hey, Money Motion, I'm not supposed to tell the truth here, am I?
When you said she continues to play, Snow, I said, hello, Kawhi Leonard. That's the first thought. That's the first thought I had. First thought.
Like I said, I wasn't supposed to say the truth aloud. Well, I did.
All right.
Well, why? Okay, why? Go ahead.
It's like, hey, Snow, I got actually a question for you though. It's like, in your opinion, what are the top three, the top 3 games to look out for this week?
Top 3 games to look out for this week. I know one of them is going to be the Liberty in the Sky in Chicago. One of them is going to be Liberty in the Sky in Chicago.
Is Cardoso going to get some more minutes in there? Because they're trying to like slowly get her into the rotation, right?
She won't be in the full rotation. She will not be in the full rotation until like game 14 or 15. Yeah, New York and Chicago is a big game this week. And looking at Thursday, you got Chicago and Washington. You got New York and Atlanta. Indiana and Washington plays Friday. Here's a big game for you. Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, Seattle and Las Vegas. Seattle and Vegas this Friday. And then Seattle and Minnesota lock horns. But yeah, 2 of the games of the week involve the Sky, and the other one is the Seattle Storm and the Las Vegas Aces.
Minnesota has also looked good.
Yeah. Minnesota's turned it around. Minnesota has turned it around. They won 87-76 on Sunday.
Just got to put an APB out for Chelsea Gray.
Yep.
She at some point she will be needed.
She can't be MIA anymore. She cannot be MIA anymore.
It's crazy because we don't really know what her injury is, and
yeah,
she's supposed to have been back on the court by now. That's just very odd. Very odd.
It is. It's odd to me too. It's odd to me too.
I just hope her knee. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll find out what happens.
Right.
All right. We're gonna close up shop here.
I appreciate you letting me jump on, Snow.
Not a problem, man. Anytime. And Money Nation, I appreciate you jumping on as well. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Keep it up, Snowman. We appreciate your content and appreciate your point of view.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be on tomorrow with Snowman in the morning, beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then I may have another one of these here podcasts in the evening. You never know. Stay tuned. Old Snowman is back in the chair, pumping out some content for you. I love you guys. God bless you. And we'll see you later.